As you listen to these words, not just with your conscious mind, but with that deeper part of you, you might begin to notice something shifting, a sense of awareness growing, a realization, or maybe just a gentle knowing that everything you once believed to be limits were never really walls, just open doorways that you hadn't yet stepped through. Because there was a time before the rules, a time before the fear, a time before you learned to hold yourself back. Isn't it fascinating that every belief, every rule you once accepted, it was just something you picked up along the way, from somewhere, from someone, but now you can wonder, were they ever really yours? Because a belief is only as real as the power you give it. And the moment you question it, the moment you see beyond it, it begins to loosen, dissolve, until something new takes its place. Because the truth is, you were never meant to suppress yourself. You were never meant to be small. Those emotions you thought were too much, they were just energy. Energy waiting to be directed, waiting to be owned. Because anger, intensity, passion, they're not your enemies. They're your fuel. And when you slow down, breathe, focus, you can feel it, can't you? That deep force inside you, that power you once thought was too much. It's the very thing that makes you unstoppable. Because now you know, you never had to silence yourself to be accepted. You never had to hide your truth to be safe. That was just a story you can choose to rewrite right now, because when you let go of what no longer serves you, you create space for something greater, for what happens when you allow yourself to be fully seen, fully heard, fully alive. And maybe you can already feel it happening, that shift, that awakening, that recognition that you've always had this power, and now you choose to use it. Because people, they won't remember what you say. They'll remember your energy. They'll remember how you make them feel. Starting now, everywhere you go, every interaction, you leave people feeling lighter, more alive, more empowered, because that's who you are now. And doesn't that feel absolutely right? And as you listen, as you hear these words, noticing how some thoughts seem to rise to the surface effortlessly, while others simply fade away, like whispers dissolving in the background. There was a time before doubt, a time before the fear, a time before you ever believed in limits. Isn't it fascinating how beliefs, those rules, they weren't born within you, they were given to you, handed down, absorbed, accepted. But now, as you begin to wonder, what if they were never true? What if the rules that kept you small were only illusions? What if the limits were never real? Because you can feel it, can't you? That deep, undeniable energy inside you. The part of you that never truly left. The part of you that knows you were never meant to be silent. You were never meant to shrink. Those emotions you tried to suppress, that fire you tried to tame, it was never your enemy. It was your power, raw, untapped, waiting. And maybe now you can begin to understand that every belief you release, it creates space for something greater. Every old rule that falls away unchains a new possibility. And as you step into this truth, you begin to notice something shifting inside. A lightness, a clarity, a realization. That the voice you once silenced is ready to speak. That the emotions you once hid, they're ready to be felt. Because the world doesn't remember your words. It remembers your energy. How you make them feel. And now, you choose to be a force of impact. A presence that shifts the room. A light that awakens others. Because this is who you are now. And doesn't that feel absolutely right? So take a moment right now and allow these words to settle inside, like a gentle wave washing over your mind, bringing clarity, deepening awareness. Isn't it fascinating how the mind works, how beliefs form, how they shape our reality, without us even realizing? Who decided what was possible for you? Who wrote those rules? Perhaps at some point you accepted ideas that were never really yours. Maybe you believed that in order to stay safe, you had to stay small. That in order to be loved, you had to be silent. That in order to be accepted, you had to hide your truth. But now, you're beginning to realize that every belief you ever adopted was only a doorway, a passage to something greater. And the beautiful thing about beliefs is, they're yours to rewrite. And as you begin to wonder, what happens when you let go of control? What happens when you release the rules? What happens when you allow yourself to feel fully? Because you can feel it, can't you? That energy within you, that spark, that passion, that power. That was never truly lost, only waiting for this moment. And the truth is, your voice matters, your emotions matter, your truth matters. And when you speak from the heart, not everyone will understand. Not everyone will accept it, but that's okay, because you're no longer seeking permission. You're no longer holding back. As you embrace this truth, you begin to notice something shifting inside. The fear that once held you begins to fade. The doubt that once silenced you loses its power. And in its place, a new feeling rises. A certainty, a knowing, a deep, undeniable confidence that you're exactly who you're always meant to be. Doesn't that feel absolutely right? As you